So when Donald Trump said, I am a nationalist, and touted it, and was so upset yesterday when asked about that exact term from a PBS reporter who's African-American, said, there's a racist connotation. He goes, you're racist. What is when you first heard Donald Trump proudly describe himself as a nationalist, what was your immediate reaction as an academic who studied fascism?
So my first reaction is he said, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but. So he knew he wasn't supposed to say it. So I have great respect for Mr. Trump's intelligence and political acumen. And when he says he knows he's not supposed to say it, he knows he's not supposed to say it. So he's not supposed to say it because nationalism is connected. I mean, what nationalism means historically is something based on ethnicity, on race, on a common religion, on a common language. And so when you appeal to nationalism, you're appealing to that weighted history. Now, of course, he doesn't add a modifier like white or Christian to it. He lets his audience do that, which is a very clever rhetorical move. Then he can do plausible deniability. Then there's Bannon's move, which is say, oh, I mean economic nationalism. Now, here's one thing about the history of nationalism. Nationalism, if you read the history, Benjamin Rush in the American context, who was laudable in many ways, a founder, but was a nationalist, and so we have nationalism is not foreign to U.S. history. Fichte, what they talk about is commonality, common religion, Christianity in the case of Rush and Fichte, common language, common ethnicity. So the idea was, so economic doesn't even make sense as a modifier of nationalism. It makes no sense. The only things that make sense are Christian nationalist, white nationalist, maybe common cultural traditions. But when you talk about common cultural traditions, say holidays, that's another way of talking about religion.